Cablevision Sports presents a sports exclusive. It's the Physicians Health Services High School Football Game of the Week. From Darien High School, it's the Blue Wave of Darien, undefeated, taking on the Cardinals of Greenwich High School. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Darien High School. I'm Bill Ganello, along with Len Gambino, and we'll be joined by Mark Robbins. We're pleased to be bringing you this contest between Darien and Greenwich. Both teams highly ranked in the state and in the tri-state. Both teams unblemished. Do I have to say anything more, Len?
I'll tell you, two outstanding teams as far as the unbeaten record, outstanding defenses. Bill, we're in for a whale of a football game this afternoon.
Each team has so many weapons. On the Greenwich side, they always seem to have a guy who can carry the mail. This year's version, Jim Henry.
And boy, he can carry the mail. He's logged up like 170 yards for average per game in the 3 games. Very explosive, running out of the fullback spot and also running out of that wingback spot. He's very, very dangerous.
Well, we remember back, because Darien has had so many great teams under Coach Mike Sangster. The 92 team had Peter Davidson, excellent quarterback, excellent leader. His brother Andrew along the same lines.
He's the hub of the team for Darien. And as I talked with Coach Mike Sangster during the course of the week, the Greenwich will go with 8 men in the box. I look for him to throw the football right away. If not, he goes to option because Davidson is outstanding.
You're talking about some of the keys to the game, and I think one of the big ones is that Rich Albanizio and Mike Sangster, I think there's going to be a great chess match going on. Talk about 8 men in the box. I think one guy is going to dare the other guy to throw.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. You're not going to find 2 teams more prepared, a Mike Sangster team. Rich Albanizio is really not new to the conference, having coached 7 years over at Trinity Catholic.
Excellent career over at Trinity Catholic. It's the home opener for Darien High School, so it's the first time they get to walk on the field of play as a member of the Blue Wave during a game. Our Mark Robbins is walking on that field and has more on the field conditions. Mark?
Thanks a lot, Bill. I've stopped here in the south end zone, and as you mentioned, it is the home opener for the Darien Blue Wave, and that bodes very well for the field conditions. Of course, it has rained for about a day and a half, but because this is the first football game of the season for the varsity, the field is held up excellently. There was just 1 freshman game played on Friday afternoon. Now, as I mentioned, I'm in the south end zone. I found a clover patch right here, and I'm going to spend a little bit of time, but I think the key to the game is whichever team finds the lucky 4-leaf clover. We should have a good one. The rain should hold off, and when we come back, we got the opening kick of the Battle of Unbeatens, Greenwich at Darien.
Witness the power of unrestrained animal magnetism.
Don't even think it. Oh, my God. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this hour of Ask the Veterinarian. I'm Dr. Jane Leon.
Ask the Veterinarian with Dr. Jane Leon. Fall in love with it on America's Health Network.
Mountain Dew, a smooth, one-of-a-kind blend of citrus flavors. Mountain Dew quenches your thirst like no other. One taste and you'll agree, it's dew-rific.
Drink Mountain Dew and you'll discover what's inside quenches like no other. A blend of citrus just for you, so smooth it goes down easy too. Neato.
That's a classic.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Darien High School. Of course, our Cablevision broadcast features Darien and Greenwich. We'd like to welcome our friends from the Madison Square Garden MSG Network. As Darien set to kick off, they put a toe into it. Brian Chakos' kick is fielded deep. It's picked up by Jim Henry. Henry to the 25-yard line almost, and he's brought down there. Bill Ganello here along with Len Gambino, Mark Robbins providing sideline commentary for this afternoon's contest. There's a look at the Greenwich offense. Peter May at the quarterback spot. The running backs include Scott Deanisi and Jim Henry. Greg Bastis and Mike Salvatore are the men you'll see wide. Chris Potter, excellent player, tri-captain up front. Ben Hanzo, Eric Weisskopf, Denmar Davis, Charles Caviola, and Steve Bordeaux, the tight end. 1st and 10 for Greenwich. On first down, the give to the fullback, Scott Deannis, and he's stacked up for little gain.
Well, they're a very balanced ball club, Bill. They will run that fullback and Scott Deannis up on the inside as the decoy, and eventually they will go to Henry.
Taking a look at Darien defense up front, Steve Segreta leads a very good defensive line. Frank Volpicelli, also Ryan Algieri, Christian Garnett, and Alex Meltzer up front. Linebacking core, Brian Chacos and Charlie Howe. The secondary, Sam Fletcher, Tim Stisser, a pretty good baseball player too, Andrew Davidson, and Pat Lennon. It is 2nd down and 10 from the 24. Quick count in the pitch. That's Mike Salvatore. Not a lot there. Of course, these two teams ranked highly not only in the state, but of course the MSG poll lists Greenwich 6th and Darien on the taxi squad, which of course is that 11 to 20 spot, but I'd put them solidly at 11.
We take a look there, as you're going to see that left side of the line there, the defensive line. Meltzer right there. Also, Volpicelli comes in to help make the tackle. Very, very difficult to run with against Darien. They run a 4 line, and they'll get Meltzer. Like right now, he's either in a linebacker spot. You see him off to the left of your screen.
On 3rd and long, they opt to run. Henry, nothing doing. Excellent defensive work. Nice play by the inside linebacker, Charlie Howe, the 6'1", 210-pound junior. 3 plays netted a half-yard loss, and it's 4th down.
Well, Stisser also helped out forcing that play to the inside, number 24, before that Charlie Howe was able to come in, and they shut that sweep to the outside, forcing the Greenwich Cardinals to punt the football.
And Bordeaux will, and the snap is a lofty one. Segreta after it just misses it. And it's a low spiraling punt that ends up taking a Greenwich hop at the 46. Boy, Greenwich avoided disaster on that exchange, and Darien starts at 1st and 10 in pretty good field position.
Fortunate to get the punt away, only a 29-yard punt, Phil.
Darien's offense, there's a good look at it. Andrew Davidson will quarterback the team. Peter Suffredini and Tim Stisser in the backfield. Sam Fletcher, Alex Meltzer, the wide receivers. Up front, we'll get to that after the play, as Davidson leads his team to the line of scrimmage. Quick count on 1st down. Stisser hits the hole quickly, but not a lot there. That offensive line for the Blue Wave, a good one. Aaron Steinauer and John Steinauer. Yes, brothers, yes, twins. They anchor the tackle spot. Andrew Long and Evan O'Brien are the guards. Zach Green, the center, for Steve Segreta, the tight end. So it's 2nd down and 10, and not a heck of a lot of yardage so far, Lenny. We've seen 4 plays that have netted 0.
That's about it, Bill. 2nd down.
9:25 in a scoreless first quarter. Now that's a give to the fullback on a belly dive. Again, not much there as he runs into the teeth of that Greenwich defense. And it's a good one, too. One of the reasons why the Cardinals are as good as they are this year. Rob Thompson, Eric Wisecup, Greg Zach, and Nick Gross. Wisecup, a good player. Watch him, tri-captain. Yes, those are twins, Jose Cuerdas and Fernando, and yes, they man the inside backers. Dan Clark and Van Sternberg are the linebackers. The cornerbacks, Brian Morris and George Finn, and Steve Kane Perry is the free safety as they try to put 8 in the box, and we'll try to talk about that later. 3rd down and long. Stisser gets the pitch. He's got running room. Gets into Greenwich territory. Still on his feet, as you saw. Got inside the 45, and it was 2nd, 3rd, and 4th effort, Lenny, that got him the 1st down.
Phil, there's the strategy of Coach Sangster, the veteran 12-year coach here at Darien High School. He wants to really throw the football, and you're going to see the pitch out to Stisser. A good block on Morris there as he cuts back up inside and picks up and up for the 1st down. He actually got away from Jose Cortez, and he picked up for the 1st down, and they're on the move, the Darien Blue Wave.
1st and 10. Davidson with the throw. It is caught. Nice grab out there by Alex Meltzer, who hauls it in near 1st down territory. Nice throw by Davidson. That's the long out, Len, and you have to have a pretty good arm to do that. He did, and it's a 1st down.
What was nice, Bill, the defensive back was about 10 yards. As you're going to take a look here, he's wide open. Actually, Bordeaux was not even there. Nobody was there, so it's a good pass to throw. A lot of times it's very dangerous as he's brought down on the play by George Finn, the right cornerback.
So Darien knocking on the door, threatening. Scoreless, 8:34 first quarter. 2nd man through is Stisser. Looking for running room, not finding much. Caught in the Cardinal web.
Darien's Greenwich will be very difficult to run against, as we say. They run a 4-4, actually present 6 men on the line and 2 linebackers. As we take a look there, and there's the handoff to Stisser. Again, the play was bottled up by Van Sternberg, the outside linebacker, forcing him to the inside, and a pickup of just about a yard.
They're going to slot to the left side, trying to spread out the field a bit. And from the short side, Davidson met right at the line of scrimmage. Excellent work on the inside. It was Eric Weiskup and Greg Zach. They were the men in charge of slowing that one down, and a loss of a couple, and it's now 3rd and long.
Zach Green and Evan O'Brien, the center and the right guard for Darien, unable to move out Eric Weisskopf. Actually, what Davidson was doing there was the freeze option, faking to the fullback, Peter Suffredini, but they got to him so quick there was no movement.
Freeze option. Syracuse does the best job of that. Quick count on 3rd down, play fake. Davidson under pressure. He won't escape the grasp of the Greenwich defense. Coming in, smashing and making a fine defensive play from his outside linebacker spot was Van Sternberg, and it's 4th and long.
Once again, the linebackers were coming, and even though Davidson was able to move out of that pocket, you'll see he fakes off to Stisser. Now you'll see Groves coming in. He gets away from Groves, and then the rest of the guys come in. Thompson, and they sack him all the way back to the 37-yard line.
Groves started it. Sternberg finished it. So on 4th down, Stisser going to punt. He is right at the midfield stripe. Now a penalty flag gone.
Okay. We have a dead ball foul. Encroachment. Offense.
Okay, it's encroachment on the offense, which means there was movement along the line of scrimmage. So the officials, and of course we'll give you those names in a few moments, but explaining the flag. Also, what we have to do is, and I want you to keep an eye on this. There's a good look at Coach Mike Sangster.
Mike is going. He's going.
From the 45, Stisser gets it away. The Dying Quail takes a hop at the 15, and it'll be down at around the 13. What we should do is have a Mike Sangster watch. Because what we should pretty much do is have a camera on him, because what he will do is wear out the sidelines at Darien High School. He paces back and forth, back and forth.
That's his offensive line that he's talking to. In fact, with his 28 players, Billy was saying, I'm going to two-platoon, but only the offensive line. With Aaron and John Steinhauer, the twins, Andrew Long and Evan O'Brien, the guards, and Zach Green, the center. That's who he's talking to over there right now.
And there he is now. And again, the only time he stops moving is when he talks to his linemen. I'm sure they'd rather see him moving right now. Not much there on 1st down for Greenwich, so Darien doing a terrific job of stacking up the middle of the line.
Both these defenses have just been simply outstanding. For the Darien Blue Wave, they've given up only 13 points. As you see, May hand off on that fullback right up inside to Henry, and nothing doing. Ray Algieri, Frank Volpicelli, all coming in to converge and make the tackle. Darien, Bill also, I mean, they've been stingy, 13 points. People may be expecting a high-scoring ball game here, but the way these guys play defense, should it be tight.
You see the back straight up. The motion man, Salvatore. The give, that's a good look at Gross. Running along the right side. Not much there, but he did get some positive yardage, setting up around a 3rd and 6.
Well, out of that wing T, Bill, they give you a lot of motion on that play. They faked up on the inside with Henry, and it's almost like a counter motion. As you're going to see, I beg your pardon, that wasn't Diana's. That was Nick Groves, actually, number 44.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you were right.
You know, Lenny, you have to start listening to me more often. You know, your wife says the same thing to me. He's got to start listening to you. 3rd down long, they opt to keep it on the ground. And again, Darien stacking it up at the line of scrimmage, preventing the play from bumping inside or up the middle. And not much there for Henry, and it's 4th down.
Darien really stuffed it up nicely. Brian Chakos and also Charlie Howe, Sagrita, as they ran that counter up on the inside, but there's absolutely no movement whatsoever there. Beautiful job.
Steve Bordeaux setting the punt, and he's inside the 10, standing at the 5. Of course, the snap last time a high one. This one a high one. Here comes Sagrita. Doesn't get it again, this time an end-over-ender. And again, it takes a Greenwich hop, and again it'll go down right at the 46-yard line. That was not a replay, folks. That was another floating snap. That was an almost get by Segreta, and it was another Greenwich hop deep and saving Greenwich a lot of trouble as the ball back in Darien territory.
It winds up a 34-yard punt, Bill, but you really can't get on Fletcher. I mean, the ball,
oh, no.
He was too far back to come up to make the catch, so ironically, it worked in the favor of Greenwich as it took about a 15, 20-yard bounce. Here you'll see those 8 guys up in the box there.
Yeah, we'll try to tell you what we're explaining. We'll try to tell you what we mean by that as Stisser gets the call. What Greenwich is doing is they try to put one more than you have in your interior box. So if they have 6, you'll have 7. If they have 7, you'll have 8. And what you'll see is an 8-man box, and I think the best way, and I think this angle will probably be the best way to describe it, Len, is you'll see 8 stay in the box. Here's a good look at Mike Sangster. And he's probably looking at that, too.
Yeah, Bernd Sternberg, number 42, is one linebacker.
But you'll see just 2 on the outside.
This time they shifted down. They only went with 4 men on the line as Davidson with the keeper.
And he gets some yardage into
See, he
Greenwich
is breaking
territory.
him. Coach Sangster is breaking them, Bill, out of that 8 front, actually a 6 front. At that time, they shifted over to the center, meaning that Weisskopf was over the center, actually becoming a nose guard, because he does feel now that they're going to throw the ball. And with 6 men up on that front line, as you saw with that little side out,
right.
That Melzer was wide open.
And basically what they do is they have 1 safety. That's it, Steve Kane Perry. 2 corners, and their, quote, monster would be more of a linebacker. See how they have, look how many guys, you can count
now
them right on the line.
They had 8 up on the box that time.
You see, that's what we were talking about earlier, but Stisser doesn't care. He runs wide around the right side, inside the 45 towards the 40. He has enough for the first down. So
that's an excellent call by Coach Sangster, because you do not have enough of men to block up on the inside, what we call the A-gap between the centers. You're going to get Jose Cortez and also his brother Fernando coming right in the gap there. So he goes to the outside, and Stitzer has excellent speed as he's able to turn the corner before Kane Perry and Jose Cortez nail him. He picks up the first down to the 39-yard line.
2:30 first quarter. Scoreless, but Darien's second time threatening in Greenwich territory. On first down, the handoff straight up the gut. Brian Chacos. Sure people know Charlie Chacos in this area. Excellent basketball player for Darien. There's our officials for today. Don Fagan is the referee. Talked to Don before the game. Ron Rivkoski is the umpire. Dave Gramlich is the head linesman. The line judge, Ed LaBella, and the back judge is Mike Cherry.
Coach Sangster is beginning to really mix it up, and he does have a balanced squad. Davidson, the younger brother of Peter Davidson, who will help Darien win the championship. He's got it all there at the quarterback spot, so he's the hub. See
Fake
that option
fullback, and there's the reverse pivot, and you pointed it out, Len. Option not getting much, maybe a yard. Third down, we'll call it 8.
They're not going to be able to push Greenwich out of there, so they're going to go to the outside. I look for Bill more toss sweeps, the option. They'll work off that freeze option. And don't forget, Davidson has thrown 5 touchdown passes. He's looking now, and he really did not have the opportunity to pitch out because the outside linebacker was right there covering Stisser. No score here. First period, a minute 8 left.
From an eye set, a quick count. They're going to option to the short side. Stisser fighting for extra yardage. That play slowed down at around the 40, and he got to around the 38 or so, but well shy of first down yardage. So it's 4th down again, and
people might always say,
punt.
Bill, why do you run an option to the short side? Well, the most obvious would be to go to the wide side. As you're going to see here, and Stisser really does not have much room, as Clark, the outside linebacker, was able to pin him down for maybe a pickup of about 2 yards, forcing a 4th, and they're going to punt.
So for the 3rd time, Stisser called upon to punt. Harris is back deep, and Henry's back deep. He can break it. Snap is a good one. Here comes the rush. Stisser booms it. That's going to go sailing into the end zone 9 yards back. A 39-yard punt.
39-yard punt, which actually went Bill at least about 50.
Oh, that was a heck of a
good
punt
job.
by Stisser, yeah. Tim Stisser, good athlete. There's Mike Sangster again, imploring his team. And like I said, he'll wear out a path on that sideline during the course of the game. As the home crowd at Darien High School watching the Blue Wave, currently unbeaten, as is Greenwich. Two solid FCIAC football programs year in and year out. 14 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. Play fake with the opportunity. May lofting one, incomplete. He had Henry kind of running a halfback fly, trying to set up some one-on-one coverage. Overshot, incomplete. Good defensive work out there by, among others, Alex Meltzer.
Melzer was out there as they went with a fake as on the bootleg. He's rolling. You'll see Melzer there. Then Davidson comes into the picture also. Ball way overthrown, though. But a good job by the secondary. Davidson is a free safety. He'll roll over to either side. At that time, he came over to help Melzer out.
You can see Rich Albanese a little bit in the black. Rich, of course, the head coach, only second year at Greenwich, but has been a head coach for quite a few years with his time at Trinity Catholic. Not much there on that one as Deanne is stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and that wraps up the first quarter of play here at Darien High School. And as the teams change sides, let's take this timeout. We're scoreless after one quarter in our Physicians Health Services High School Game of the Week.
I don't sing. However, I do enjoy fierce competition and the advancement of knowledge, both of which you'll find in abundance on my TV show.
Win Ben Stein's Money is the new game show for those who stayed awake in class. It pits contestants against Ben Stein, the first game show host with the guts to put his money on the line. Win Ben Stein's Money every Monday through Thursday at 7:30 and 11:30 p.m. at Comedy Central.
Watch Comedy Central on Cablevision.
Now, get more news for your money with the one evening news program that gives you more. More hard news and more information.
It's news with intelligence.
The Moneyline News Hour with Lou Dobbs. Weeknights, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central on CNN and CNN FM.
Watch CNN on Cablevision.
The Cablevision High School Game of the Week is brought to you by Physicians Health Services, the health plan rated #1 in customer service and customer loyalty. Physicians Health Service has more doctors to choose from than any health plan in the tri-state area. And after one quarter of our PHS Game of the Week, we're scoreless, Lenny, and to tell you the truth, I'm not surprised.
I am not either, Bill, for the simple fact is both the teams outstanding defenses. By the way, also Brian Chacos getting his first start of the year, and he's at that linebacker spot, the inside linebacker.
So it's third down and long from about the 20. They try the wing sweep. Salvatore starts wide, cuts it back. He's close to the first down, depend on the spot. He was one step away from breaking it. And I think it's just a little shy. It could be close enough for a measurement, though.
We get the opportunity to look. You'll see Caviello and also Davis. And also the left guard, Ben Hanzo, pulling out there. Missed tackle before eventually Salvatore was brought down, bringing up a 4th and inches.
And they're going to go for it.
And it's big gamble here early in the ball game.
4th and inches from your 30.
Quarterback sneak.
And you're going for it.
Quarterback sneak.
They've got tremendous confidence in their big center, Eric Weiskup. That's exactly the call, and that's exactly what happened. Now they have confidence in Weiskup, 6'1", 235 pounds, and Peter May just followed it in for a yard. First down.
Good move by the Cardinals there. You get behind a Weiskup. Weiskup, that is 6'1", 235 pounds. And also Ben Hanzo blocking in there, 240. Potter's not too small of a guy either, which is 6'4", 295. Senior over that left tackle spot, number 74. There they go with that sweep.
Here's the sweep wide. Henry read perfectly by Darien, and that will be a loss. Tim Stisser leading the Darien pursuit, and a loss of 4.
I'm going to tell you what made that play. Meltzer and Stisser rotate up as that extra defensive end or linebacker. And as Potter, the left, you're going to see it as they pull it out to that other side there. Comes right into play. You're going to see Stisser cut right in behind the block and shut it down for no gain at all. And that's the way to do. Come right into that gap there instead of going to the outside where you're going to get knocked off by Potter. Good job by the defense.
10:25 to go in the first half. May, feeling pressure, gets out of one, but can't get out of the rest. So Volpicelli started that, but Darien sending its linebackers, Chacos running in. Also, Stisser came from the strong side safety spot, and a loss, and now it is third and close to forever.
I don't know if you want to call it a flex or whatever linebacker with that 5 front. Meltzer went back as the strong safety that time, and Stisser was at that linebacker spot. He forced it to the inside, and right there to make the tackle, 3-4 Blue Wave.
Yeah, and
pin him way back, too.
Christian Garnett also integral to that defensive play. So 3rd and long now for Greenwich, and they start with a very tight set, the wing formation with the wide receiver out to the left side, and then movement on the Greenwich line.
Actually, they came out, build a double wing formation. And again, you're going to see if we can get Don Fagan giving the offside. Again, they're rotating, Bill. You'll see Meltzer came up and played that linebacker spot, actually flexed out a little bit to the left. Garnett and Segrita are the two, actually Garnett is a tackle, but is really as an end as he's lined up. They rotate to the strong side.
Greenwich going the wrong way. 3rd and 26, that's Henry in motion. And they opt just to let the fullback bucket through the line, and not much there for Deannis. So it's 4th down. Charlie Howe on the tackle.
Charlie Howe, the inside, the linebacker, and again, creating all types of confusion. And they flip-flop as nose guard Ryan Algieri. You're going to see no moves. See Algieri there, throw his blocker out of the way. Garnett, bang, comes right in, makes the tackle along with the other linebacker, Charlie Howe.
So Garnett started it. This time the snap, a good one, a low end over ender, and this time it's fielded. Caught there by Sam Fletcher, who's got room. Stays inside, 30, 25, 20, and then brought down inside the 20. So you knew the field position had to start tilting Darien's way eventually. I mean, you can't keep punting from inside your 10 and get away with it much longer. And now Darien has superb field position. So they've started their drives today, Len, from their 46 twice, and now the Greenwich 19.
Well, what I would say, Bill, while Coach Sangster was getting on the offensive line, we're going to take a look at that punt. We'll come back to it in a minute.
Well, from a deep eye set, a play fake for Davidson, rolls left, pumps, throws. He's got a receiver. It's caught and then dropped, but it is ruled a catch as the ball pops out of bounds. Pat Lennon had it and began moving downfield, so a nice grab, but call it all back because there's going to be a penalty against Darien. It's going to be an illegal man downfield. Don Fagan
back 5, Ronnie. That's no love
fill
for
us
down.
in.
I think it's going to be
number 75.
So the ineligible man downfield will bring this play back.
Beautiful play action fake as they faked all the action. They trapped to the right side. They faked.
Number receiver downfield. Offense.
They
Ineligible
faked
receiver
it.
downfield.
Okay, he's giving it to Rich Abadizio. They faked all the trap action to the right side. They faked Suffredini to the right, and he bootlegged out to the left side, and wide open was Lennon. But again, the penalty overrules it.
So you move it back to the 24, and it's 1st and 15. And on 1st down, Davidson looking to throw again. Floats one out there. It's caught by the flanker. That's Alex Melzer. Catches it at around the 15, and then shoved out of bounds at the 11. That's just a simple play where the wide receiver goes in, the flanker goes out, and the confusion leaves a man wide open.
Well, actually, Bill, again, he wanted to throw the ball. The outside linebacker is not there because the cornerback was cleared out, and he's going to break him out of that 8 men in the box, the 6 front and the 2 linebackers. And then he's going to start with his running game up on the inside.
Well, he picked up about 11 on the play, making it 2nd and 4. Again going to the air. Timing pattern, end zone, thrown, caught, but he's out of the end zone. Sam Fletcher tried to earn the call. However, it was a well-thrown ball, but just out of the back of the end zone, so it's an incomplete pass.
Well, Fletcher's his favorite receiver, 13-yard touchdown passer from Davidson, also a 60-yarder. As we take a look, excellent protection. He gets it out into the corner of the end zone a little bit too deep as Morris there on the coverage. Another angle as we see it come down. Let's see if he got his... No, he was out of the end zone.
Out.
Good call by the official.
But he tried to sell it, though. You see, he was trying to sell it.
You always do that.
So I see where his career is going, in sales perhaps. One back at Stisser. The motion man is Melzer going through the right side. Davidson again looking to throw. Fires one out there. Melzer catches it near first down yardage. He had to get to around the 8-yard line for the first down. He appears to have it. He does. First
Good
down.
job by Darien. They came in with 2 tight ends, Garnett and also Sagrita. And just a little out pattern. Excellent protection with the blocking. As you can see, no pressure and a quick out. Beautiful catch as Morris comes up to make the tackle. Just enough as he leaned forward to get that first down.
First and goal from the Greenwich 8. Darien in the home blue. Stisser play fake. Look out. He escapes one defender. Now he rolls right, still has time, pumps it. Sagrita drops it. Steve Sagrita was wide open.
Bill, when we show the replay on this, he had Sagrita open after he was able to get away from one of the ensuing linemen. He also had Pat Lennon open, and he opted to go to Sagrita, who was really a sure-handed.
Well, first of all, Davidson makes a great play.
Oh, beautiful fake again. They're trapping to that right side. Now you're going to see, if we can see coming into the picture there, Sagrita will be to your left. He is wide open, and he just gives him an alley-oop. And Sagrita evidently took his eye off the ball. But over to the right, you're going to see
so
Davidson comes into your
second down
picture.
and 8. Back to live play. The give is to Stisser, and he will lose yardage. And plenty of it. Good defensive work by Fernando Cuerdas. You know, and the way he looks with that Cardinal uniform on and the number 8, looks like Larry Wilson.
That's
right.
right.
Many people remember him.
The old St. Louis
great
Cardinals
safety. But a good play, a Larry Wilson-like play there for the Cardinals. Now it's third and goal from the 14.
Yeah, there was a St. Louis Cardinals football team. I look for some play action here once again.
7 minutes to go, second quarter. And now Davidson sees something he doesn't like, so he will ask for and receive a timeout.
Bill, the point I wanted to raise before when Fletcher did return that punt, he got an earful, too, for not coming up to make that catch where the ball bounced 15 yards and put Darien back to their 46-yard line. That time he was determined. He knew the punt was short, made the right move, came up, got the ball, and returned it about 22 yards, thus giving Darien excellent field position with that 1st and 10 about the 18, 19-yard line. And you get an earful from Coach Sangster.
By the way, take a look at our MSG Daily News Tri-State poll. There you see Greenwich ranked 6th in the Tri-State with that 3-0 record. Of course, Bergen Catholic out of New Jersey, number 1. And on the taxi squad, as you see some of the other schools in the region, Mahopac and others, school that is not in there is Darien High School. And they are in the taxi squad, which is basically
top 20,
the
not
11
bad
to
for
20.
Tri-State. Also with Ramapo, New Jersey, Phil Sims' son Chris, the quarterback of that football team.
So it is third and goal. Mike Sangster running off the field. Boy, he's gone wireless. That's a sign of the time. I set. Davidson fires one. Caught. Lennon. Touchdown. Fletcher on the touchdown. Sam Fletcher hauls it in on an in pattern. And Darien gets on the board.
Beautiful play, excellent protection. Coach Sangster said he was going to throw the football. He's doing exactly that. 6 touchdown pass of the season for Andrew Davidson on a looking pattern. Again, with Greenwich boxing those 8 guys up on the front, they're leaving that middle open, and it's man-to-man coverage. And Fletcher able to grab it for his 3rd touchdown catch of the year.
And Fletcher ran it in, and boy, Davidson threw a laser. Jim Mulfeld to hold for Fletcher for the extra point. And so, with 6 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the first half of play, Darien on the board first, leading Greenwich 7-0 in our PHS High School Game of the Week.
told. And Mr. Tiger Woods is out there, reading with his hips. Bit of pandemonium on the links. It's not like when the Bay City Rollers would take to the stage and the lassies would go completely primo. It's sort of a Tiger Palooza, if you will. A regular Tiger Woodstock. If you catch my drift.
Watch ESPN on Cablevision.
Mountain Dew, a smooth, one-of-a-kind blend of citrus flavors. Mountain Dew quenches your thirst like no other. One taste and you'll agree, it's dew-rific.
Drink Mountain Dew and you'll discover what's inside quenches like no other. A blend of citrus just for you, so smooth it goes down easy too. Neato.
That's a classic.
Play, they had slot left, Belser to the left, and Fletcher was on the inside as the slot man, wide open as he beats his man for the touchdown. Take a look at it from this side. Again, you can see he's wide open as Finn playing, actually looked to be a zone out there instead of man-to-man. And again, by putting those 6 men up on front and 2 linebackers, that middle is open. Darien cashing in on it.
Well, that was a great throw. I mean, that throw by Davidson was perfect. It was either going to be caught or incomplete. No chance of it being intercepted in the center of the field. Kickoff a line driver. It's fielded by Finn. 25, 35, and then knocked out of bounds near the 40-yard line as Chacos does the honor. So he kicks it off and then he finishes it. So a good drive for Darien. It gets into the end zone. Took a minute and 39 seconds off the clock. 8 plays, 19 yards, culminated by the 14-yard touchdown throw from Andrew Davidson to Sam Fletcher.
Quite a bit of tradition behind this Greenwich Cardinal team, even though it is the second year for Coach Albanizio. He was at Trinity Catholic in Stanford for 7 years, and Mike Renato really put them on the map. 12 appearances, Bill, in the FCIAC.
First down, Deannis with the call. Nothing there, but a penalty flag thrown late into the play. Right in the center of the field from the umpire, usually in the area of holding. Donald Fagan. No, it's going to be a trip. Preliminary indication.
Tripping over here. Blue captain, please. If you take the play.
Don Fagan explaining it now to the Darien
Steve
captain.
Sagrida.
Fagan.
Okay, we have tripping on the offense. 10 yards. Tripping on the offense.
Bill, the way his defense is playing, Coach Shanks is doing the right thing, taking that penalty. He backs him up to the 30-yard line and gives him a first and about 20. And they have really been stubborn thus far.
Talked earlier about Mike Ornato as Rich Albanizio, the new coach, first at Greenwich for the second year. Ornato was the head coach at Greenwich 25 years?
Yep.
Okay. Play fake, option May, nothing. And Chacos and others leading the pursuit. Garnett also there to force pursuit. And again, Greenwich is having little success against the Darien defense.
Bill, a good job that time. Charlie Howe, the linebacker, number 50, played the fullback. And you're going to see number 5 come into your picture, Chacos. He's that other inside linebacker, not having to worry about that fullback belly up on the inside. And bang, boy, he got May.
Jeff Braemar, you see him at the bottom of your screen, the defensive coordinator.
What a job he's done over the years for Coach Sangster.
Signaling in the plays, and this is such a stingy defense. Second down, 22 from the 28. May steps up, lofts one downfield, intercepted by Darien.
Lennon.
Picked off by Pat Lennon at midfield. 45 down to the 40 to the 36-yard line. So all Pat Lennon was doing was playing center field, allowing the ball to come to him, and he picks it off.
Well, Bill, they rotate in that secondary. And Lennon comes in place of Davidson and also several other. You're going to take a look. A straight drop-back pass by May. He's looking, just floats it up. I believe he was looking for Henry there. No, beg your pardon. That was his wide receiver, Greg Bastis.
Darien in excellent field position. Option on first down. Whoops. Sisser gets it way deep and damage control. Trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage. He will lose about 8, and then a flag drop deep in the backfield right at the end of the play.
That might have been developing, Bill. It was a deep pitch maybe halfback option. So we're going to have a.
That's what I was thinking, perhaps. And this penalty will have to be declined because you lost 8 yards anyway. Fagan discussing it with the Greenwich defensive captain. Here's the official call.
Number 20, Ed, on the hold. We're going to go back here, from here, Ron. Yep. Okay, we have holding. On the offense, holding, repeat first down.
Again, Bill, each team, each coach having great support for their defensive units, not fearing to give the opponent that extra shot there, so it goes back to...
Yeah, and the reason why that is taken, I thought it would be declined because it's a spot foul. I've talked about what I consider the stupidity of the spot foul. Because now it has basically amounted to a 20-yard penalty. And I just don't understand the sense of that. So on 1st and 30, Davidson feeling pressure. He's going to go down. So how about this? A drive that started at the Greenwich 36 is now back to the Darien 24 as Rob Thompson comes in to apply pressure.
A good job of that time, as he said, left end, lining up. I believe Segrita was on that side. He's going to take a look, and he went right around him, and bang, he comes in, and Davidson able to get it off.
How about this? 2nd down and 45.
Taxi ride.
From the 27.
2nd down and a taxi ride. But Davidson,
well, they talked about Darien and Greenwich. Well, right now, they're not back in Darien territory. They're back in Greenwich. It's the city. This are going nowhere. Ball squirting loose right at the end of the play, but the umpire right in the middle saying it was down on contact. So
that front line has good size between Gross, Zach, Weisskopf, and Thompson.
Mark Robbins is on the field and gives us added perspective. Mark?
Thanks a lot, guys. Look into the eyes of the Darien players, in particular Ryan Algeri. You see a little intimidation. That's the war paint. Ryan's idea, I guess he got it from John Randall of the Minnesota Vikings. This started one time last year at homecoming, but now Ryan has brought it out for the big games, and the home opener is certainly a big one. Ryan Algeri can't wait to get back on the field.
Well, airing it out, Davidson. A high flying ball in the direction of Fletcher. Incomplete at the 46. So on 4th and 43, Darien will opt to punt it away. Geez, I tell you, the war paint is the look now. Remember last week we saw Villette from New Canaan.
Well, we're going to see the passer. Good protection. And a pass of Fletcher had Finn beaten on the side on that up, but just unable to grab the football.
Well, just to give you an idea, Len, that would have been a pickup of about 25 yards, and they still would have been 20 yards shy of the first down. So on 4th and forever, Stisser on the punt. Henry is at around his 40.
Don't cut this Greenwich team short, Phil. They, with Henry's speed and 8 touchdowns on the year, and they're going to get a nice roll, nice
bounce on the turf.
Beautiful job.
Down to the 37, actually down to the original line of scrimmage, where Darien began the drive, you'll remember, right after the interception. So with 3 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the first half of play, Greenwich takes over now, 1st and 10, and finally with some pretty good field position.
Phil, it's ironic, both these clubs, when we talk about Darien, Coach Sangster, 12 years, the Blue Wave have been in the FCIAC, by the way, only 5 times, and Sangster has brought them there 4 times. He doesn't want to talk about the record in the FCIAC,
No.
1 and 3.
Talk about Andrew Davidson, quarterback for Darien, as Henry gets the call here. Oh, he cuts it back, and he's got room. Gets into Darien territory, so Jim Henry, on his best run of the day, gets 16 yards and a first down.
Again, Bill, he is very quick. It was a sweep to the left side. They faked the fullback up inside, as Henry is going to be able to get around the corner. Some missed tackles there. Again, with his speed, he's very elusive. We've got to remember, 8 touchdowns. Fletcher misses him before eventually Lennon was able to grab him for a first down for the Cardinals.
Fake to the fullback, the give to Henry. This time he's undercut. Good work there underneath by Vopicelli.
Denmar Davis.
And a flag down at the end of the play.
Well, we'll check out the penalty.
So this one's going to hurt Darien.
On that sweep, Bill, the right guard, Denmar Davis, pulling out to the left side, but not very much movement. But the penalty, the personal foul, is going to cost them the 15 yards.
Well, for this is the official word on it.
Push down.
So spot the ball at the 30-yard line in Darien territory. The tight end, there you see him. Bordeaux to the right side. Quick hitter. A little power move by the fullback.
Segrita and Volpicelli very nicely coming up to make that tackle, nothing doing. They're playing that fullback tight. The nose guard, or actually he is tilted. Ryan Algieri, number 45, and Volpicelli, they flip-flop up on that inside.
Approaching the 2-minute mark
Garnett
now.
also, and Davidson coming in to help out on that tackle.
Garnett playing a terrific game at the right tackle spot. This is Salvatore. Wanted to go wide, but the pursuit allowed him to cut it back where he was stacked up for little gain. So it's third down, and now Greenwich has asked for and received a timeout. 1 minute, 56 seconds to go in the first half of play. And a fast-moving first half in our Physicians Health Services High School Game of the Week. First, this game is brought to you by PHS. Physicians Health Services, the #1 rated health plan because of customer service and customer loyalty. And did you know, Len, that PHS has more doctors to choose from than any health plan in the tri-state area? Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
I know.
Bill, on that play with that four-man front, as in high school they call it an eagle, with a Stisser, that he could come up on the line, become a defensive end. At that time he was in the linebacker spot. And he's not fooled by that motion. He forced that play to the inside for no gain, actually, at all. Good job by Stisser. And he and Meltzer rotate at that position.
We talk about the legacy of sorts where Andrew Davidson, now the quarterback in his senior year at Darien High School. Peter, his brother, led the team to that great 1992 unblemished mark, and he's sitting 2 rows in front of us. Did you know that?
Right in front of us.
Right,
You know, Bill,
I guess he gets good seats right at the 50-yard line. Do you get a state championship? Look what happened.
Talking about that 79 team, Bill, where Darien did go undefeated. It's ironic that they beat Greenwich 17-0.
Yep.
And guess who the quarterback of that team was? The quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, Steve Young.
Guy named Young.
Yep.
Third down and 8 from the 28. May fakes to the fullback, runs the option. That's the pitch, Salvatore. Nothing doing. Andrew Davidson led the defensive pursuit from his free safety spot. He got help from a whole host of defenders, Chacos, Garnett, et al. And it's now 4th and long from the 34.
You see May now, he's trying to read that defensive end. They come towards him, and he flips the ball out to Salvatore. Nothing doing as Melzer right there. Then you'll see Davidson in that picture, and also Chacos.
So it's 4th down, and Greenwich opts to go for it. May calling signal. Has time. Lofts one to an open Henry, who drops it. Henry was open at the 6-yard line. He's right in front of our Mark Robbins, who's standing with Mike Quick. They had the best view of it. But the ball was right there and incomplete.
Melzer got back late on the play as May has that excellent protection. Puts it up nicely, and May right there, and right through his hands.
Jeez, I got to ask
Right
Mike
through
about
his
that.
hands. It was a catchable ball, Bill. Right through his hands.
Yeah, he was right there, standing with Mike Quick from
Coming
MSG
out of the
Network.
back.
Mark, what do you got to say?
It was wide open, and it's just a question of he looked the ball into his hands. I think he turned away to see if he was going to be either inbounds or to keep his balance.
So it's 1st and 10, ball loose. But Darien recovers. Good heads-up play. Looked like Segreta might have jumped on it at the end. There's still plenty of time left for Darien to run a drive if they've retained possession, and the Blue Wave have. 2nd down and...
So Ferdini, a happy young man, Bill, as he was the ball carrier, got popped up on the inside by Zach and Weisskopf, and the ball came loose, but Darien didn't recover. And actually picked up, about 8 yards on that play?
Ended up getting positive. There he is. There is the caged lion. Mike Sangster. He will begin walking this way, and then he'll turn and walk the other way. He hasn't started that yet. He paces that sideline from 30 to 30. Stisser seeing some room. 45, midfield, still on his feet. And then a host of Greenwich defenders bring him down at the 47, but a nice pickup of about 10 yards.
Bill Jose Cortez very upset with himself as we do see the replay as it comes up here. He has a crack at him, but he misses him right there. And he turns the corner, and Stisser, a strong runner, has already had one game where he picked up 140 yards, able to pick up the first down and more.
And that's terrific downfield blocking, too, by Sam Fletcher. Davidson throwing. Wings it out there in the direction of Fletcher, who couldn't haul it in. Good defensive work out there by number 20, Brian Morris, who was with him stride for stride. Pass floated a little bit, sailed, and it's incomplete. So there's 2 seconds now to go in the first half of play. Ball on the Greenwich 48-yard line.
Do an interview.
Yeah, that ball, he led him, even though it was a floater, he led him nicely as Morris allowed Fletcher to get ahead of him. But he was Fletcher unable to hold on.
Darien opting to just take the snap and take a knee. So, all right, that's it. 1 half in the books here at Darien High School.
Bill, one thing we have to point out, you look at the Greenwich Cardinals as Darien heads off and the Cardinals head off. They've
Well,
scored
first, we're going to go to Mark.
Okay.
Initially, Mark Robbins is down on the field with Mike Sangster. Mark?
Mike, you're up at the half. Assessment of your performance? Well, we played super defense so far this half. It gave us great field position, and we were able to capitalize on one score. I'm not real pleased with the way the offensive line's playing right now. The way the defense is playing and the field position they gave us, we should have had 2 or 3 scores. So
What adjustments do you make with the line?
I don't know. We're going to see at halftime what we can do.
All right, good luck. Thanks a lot. Mike Sangster and his Blue Wave up 7-0 at the half. Back to you guys.
Okay, Lenny, you were saying.
What I was going to say, Bill, was for Greenwich, they've scored 122 points, and only 42 have come in the first half. They have been explosive in the second half, where they have scored 80 points. So Greenwich fans should not fear. I mean, their team has showed that they have been a second-half ball club.
Well, we'll talk more about this contest. We'll assess the stats and talk with the PHS people. But first, let's take this time out in our Physicians Health Services High School Game of the Week, where Darien leads Greenwich by a count of 7-0.
So have you heard about the new Fox Family Channel? No? Okay. So Fox, the TV network, marries the Family Channel. And a year later, they had a bouncing baby. No, start over. Okay. The Fox Family Channel. See, it's like Fox, only with some more wholesome stuff, but not like dorky wholesome. I got it. Wait. Start over. The Fox Family Channel. It's like family TV for the new millennium.
Hi, I'm Chris Rock. You know, when I was a little girl growing up in Austria, I had this governess, an ex-nun who taught me to sing my heart out, no matter how bad things got. Now I'm an adult black male with my own comedy show. Only on HBO could a little teacup like myself grow up to say whatever the hell he wants.
The Chris Rock Show, a whole new season. Watch HBO on Cablevision.
Welcome back to Darien High School, where the score at the half is Darien 7 and Greenwich nothing on the touchdown throw from Andrew Davidson to Sam Fletcher. As you see, the Darien marching band, a well-dressed, well-coordinated band on the field of play. And talk about well-coordinated, that's been the story so far of the Darien defensive effort. One of the stars of that defensive line so far, I think, and I'm not just saying that because of what's next to me in the booth, but Christian Garnett, number 8 at right tackle, has done a heck of a job. And his father, Alex Garnett, who is the Assistant Vice President of Physicians Health Services, joins us in the booth. And Alex, are you here as a father, a member of PHS, a coach, a color commentator, or all of the above?
Well, I don't know if I'm a color commentator. I've lost my voice, I think, but this is quite an exciting game, and PHS is delighted to be part of this and able to sponsor it with Cablevision. It's something that we think for the community is terrific for the kids, and we're sponsoring this in a couple of ways. in addition to the coverage, at the end of the season, there'll be a banquet, and there'll be some scholarship funds, I think $10,000, that'll be handed out to 3 deserving athletes of the week during the year. Our executive vice president, Paul Philpott, this was his idea. He's been helpful with the Staples program the last few years, and we're just delighted to be able to do this.
You know, it's funny because it's all in the family kind of a feeling. You've got yourself, who is a father of a scholar athlete.
Yep.
You know, you just talked about Mr. Philpott and his feelings of what it means to have a player and, of course, a student in the FCIAC itself. I think your corporation is just trying to make a statement that, you know, it's great to talk about these kids on the field of play and how they do their thing.
Well, that's exactly right. We live in the community. A lot of the PHS people that work up in Shelton and in Trumbull live in Fairfield County, and we work here and we play here, and it's really exciting to see these kids, and they work very hard both academically and athletically, and this is quite a rivalry, this Greenwich Darien game. I actually grew up in Greenwich, and the Darien rivalry has been really tough and strong the last few years.
Oh, absolutely. Now, okay, Alex, I'm going to give you the analyst role here. Christian Garnett, some relation, has had a terrific game so far on the defensive line, as has Frank Boccicelli and Steve Segreta and others. And on the Greenwich side, we've seen fine performances from Eric Weisskopf and Greg Zach and others. Defense has been the name of the game for these two schools. What do you see happening in the second half?
Well, I think Mike Sangster was a little cautious in the beginning, and then he started to open up with a passing. I think that our passing game could be very telling in the second half. I don't think Greenwich has moved the ball on the ground as they expected, but anything can happen. We'll have to see.
Well, I know you're sitting next to Peter Davidson, Andrew's brother. I don't know if you're getting any inside
Well,
info
Peter
there.
Davidson, I got to say this, probably is the best high school quarterback I've ever seen in my life, and I think he lost 2 games in 3 years and won 2 state championships. And to see Andrew in here in his senior year is exciting for all of us, I can tell you that. I've known Andrew since he was about 2 years old because we're good friends with the Davidsons.
Alex, PHS committed to the broadcast throughout the season. We'll have a great winter season also. I think you're looking forward to that, too.
Oh, it's going to be terrific. And it's not just football. There are other sports involved in this, and it goes all the way through the whole season, and we're just delighted we can do it.
Okay, well, again, we know you want to be a parent again and a fan, so we're going to release you from your obligation.
Thank you very much, Bill. I've enjoyed it. Take care.
Okay. Alex Garnett, the Assistant Vice President at the Physicians Health Services. We thank him for stopping by in the booth. We're at the half, and it is Darien leading Greenwich 7-0. We'll have more in just a moment. Stay with us.
Create a space.
Welcome back to Darien High School, where the Blue Wave lead on a 14-yard touchdown throw from Andrew Davidson over to Sam Fletcher. And there's our only score in a defensive-minded first half that has really, even though the game has been close in score, this play, as you see, Lenny, that's a perfect throw from
Well, again, Bill, with
Davidson
the way they're playing the defense, everything stacked up to the inside and to shut down the run. The zone coverage out there, and Fletcher's just on a look-in, wide open, zipped in there beautifully by Davidson, and his 6th touchdown pass of the season.
6 on the season, and the other interesting thing about this game is that even though Darien leads by a little, they're leading by a lot when you look at the numbers.
Well, sometimes numbers, when you got a guy like a James Henry or Jim Henry, really don't mean anything. You're talking about 26 yards rushing. Henry comes into the game, Bill, with an average of 170 yards. He probably has about 18 yards of those 26. And as you look at actually about 140 yards all total with the passing against only basically, Bill, about 40 yards.
Yeah, that's basically what the numbers are. And, of course, Davidson 4 of 8 for 41 yards. Penalties have hurt Darien. You see the 4 for 38. And, of course, the one turnover by Greenwich didn't hurt them, but still, it'll be interesting seeing what happens in the second half. Mark Robbins is down on the field with the Greenwich coach. Mark?
Thanks a lot, guys. Coach Albanese. 2 weeks ago, you were down 7-0 at the half to Staples, so I guess you got Darien right where you want them. You win that one 41-7.
Much better defensive team this week than we had last week. This team's given us a lot of problems.
What type of adjustments are you making?
We're just going to go back to what we know how to do. Hopefully, up front, try to wear them down.
Didn't get Henry more touches?
We're trying. Yeah. We don't have the ball that much.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck second half. Thank you. All right, well, there you hear it. Just try to get Henry the ball, make some adjustments, and, maybe we'll see another repeat of that Staples game in which the Cardinals wound up winning 41-7 after trailing 7-0 at the break, guys.
That was a rude awakening for the Wreckers. You remember, that was arguably the number one team in the state for most of the year last year. And, of course, this year's squad was expected to have a good start, but Greenwich went in and had a solid second half. And, of course, we've talked about Henry's numbers, but, Len, the fact that Henry and the rest of the offense has been stymied by that defense, it's been the reason.
It's been the defense, and Coach Sangster, Jeff Braymeyer have just done a super job as far as putting that defense together. Again, you have to credit basically everybody. I mean, Tarkin Garnett, Algeri, Volpicelli, Segrita. You got Meltzer Stitzer working out as that other outside linebacker. They come in as a defensive end. Chacos, along with Howe, Pat Lennon, Davidson. They've just been superb. They have totally shut down. And as I saw the game last week, Bill, they read counter beautifully. Over here, they're not getting fooled by the motion. So they are well coached in the right spots and making the plays. And when you can shut down the offense, the Greenwich offense, to about, 26 yards, as we saw, you are doing some kind of a job for a team coming into this ball game has averaged 40 points a ball game.
So Mike Sangster leading his team. They are getting ready for the second half. As our next Physicians Health Services game of the week will be shown the following Saturday, and this will be a good one. The Staples Wreckers will take on the Mustangs of Fairfield High School. That's when they'll be televised, and again, you will see this game as part of our FCIAC view of high school football. And again, we have a good one this week, and next week should be just as promising. There's a good look at these Darien cheerleaders. They come in all ages now. They're starting them young these days.
Well, today, actually, Bill, Darien Junior Football.
Yep.
Let me get it right. Darien Junior Football League Day. Youngsters, 8 to 14, 200 boys and girls, cheerleaders. See the huddle there around the coach, Sangster. Bill, some of the scores last night, surprisingly, Stanford won their second in a row. They, in the rain, defeated Ridgefield on a safety 2-0. Trumbull continues to roll. They're unbeaten at 4-0, winning over Bassett 40-8. And also, Tommy Fujitani wins his first of the year.
Okay, for the start of the second half.
All right, here's the half.
It's going to receive and defend this ball. Captain, shake hands. Let's have a good, clean second half. Good luck, fellas.
And for those, Bill, that just joined us along the way, Darien actually won the toss to open the football game and deferred to their defense, and their defense has done the job here in the first half of play. Bill Wilson defeating Central last night 14-12. So veteran coach, the senior coach, we should say, in Connecticut, Tom Fujitani, gets his first win of the season.
And his brother-in-law
is Rich Albanese.
I'm looking for him. You don't see him right now, but there's Rich. So it's all in the family out this part of the state. Tom Fujitani and Rich Albanese, brother-in-laws. You saw the captains on the field getting things ready.
Well,
Our
Bill,
captain so far is, there's Mike Sangster giving his team some final instructions. What can he be saying?
Well, I can tell you, he was very upset with them last week when they came out, Bill, of the half of the McMahon game. They were up 21-0, and they did get a little flat, but they're not going to get flat in this game. You can't get up for a Greenwich High School football team.
Yeah, really.
I mean, there's something wrong. And the coach really hasn't done too much screaming and holler, Bill, because as he even indicated during the interview with Mark Robbins, how his defense has just played superbly. They have just done a tremendous job. But then again, when you got Henry back there, and also don't cut short Salvatore and also Dianis.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys are explosive, especially Henry. Henry, he's a home run ball.
Yeah, you have to watch for the explosion. You have to watch for the blast. See if they can keep that deadened. We'll have to wait and see. You talk about Mark Robbins providing field reports. Len Gambino next to me in the booth. I'm Bill Ganello. Our producer-director is Scott Vigor, and the cast of thousands at Cablevision Sports. We're pleased to be bringing you this contest.
Peter May getting that football up on the seam. We're set to go.
The deep back is Fletcher. He kicks it off, and we are underway. Fletcher fields at his 15. He's got some room, left sideline. Had a man to beat, turned it inside, right at midfield. It was the kicker, May, who brought him down right at the midfield stripe. But Fletcher finding running room, a 35-yard kickoff return, and Darien, much like it did in the first half, getting superb field position to start off. Their average starting field position has to be in Greenwich territory. I remember drive starting from the 46 twice, the 36 of Greenwich once, and the 19.
You're going to see it's a left return. He has good blocking out in front of him. And finally, a quarterback and also kicker, Peter May, brings him down.
On first down to give to Stisser, looking for room, goes wide, gets into Greenwich territory, 45 down to the 43. And you saw the frustration in Rich Albanesio's voice when he was talking to Mark Robbins during our quick talk with Coach Albanesio, and he was just frustrated. He realized that his team wasn't doing what it has been doing well throughout most of the year. Stisser, I tell you, made something out of nothing there and got awfully close to the first down, close enough to have a measurement.
Well, Bill, no knock against any of the other teams in the league. I mean, you take he beat Stanford 41-7. Staples, he exploded for 41 points in the second half, 40-7, and defeated St. Joe's. You know, average ball clubs. This is really the first test of the year for the Greenwich Cardinals.
Stretch out the chain. Stisser just shy. Oh, good camera work.
Right here.
That's Sean Mangan.
Half a piece.
How does a guy 6'8" go that low? Good work for Sean. Taking one for the team, Shawnee. There's a good look at Mike Sangster talking with Fletcher, who brings in the play as it gets shuttled. Sangster, the head coach in charge of the offense, and I think safe to say that Coach Braymeyer, Jeff, is the head coach of the defense.
12 years has just done a tremendous job, over 100 wins, 3 state championships out of 6, 1 FCIAC championship. Sometimes Mike really doesn't get the recognition that some of the other coaches do, Bill.
Mike Sangster does not. Second and short, quarterback sneak, easy first down for Davidson. Davidson, of course, the quarterback. You've seen
good job that time, Bill. He took the snap from Zach Green and got right in behind Andrew Long, the left guard. You can see him go right off to the left there and picks up even about 2 yards before he's brought down by Cordes and also Eric Weiskup.
Yeah, Fletcher, Melzer, Segrita have been the wide receiver tight end combination. We've seen Lennon in there a bit. The deep back is Stisser, and there's going to be an option. Davidson wisely pivots and cuts it upfield, so he stayed north and south. Picked up about 6 or 7 on the play.
Evan O'Brien, the right guard that time, pulled to the outside. And you're going to see now he finds the hole there and cuts it back inside as it gets by Jose Cortes. It picks up substantial yardage before he's brought down also Clark, Dan Clark, in to help out on the tackle.
Well, the entire line doing a good job, anchored on the tackle ends by John Steinauer and Aaron Steinauer, the twins. Pitch out to the left side. Stisser beats one defender and now beats the rest of them. He runs the left side, sees the seam to the end zone and takes it. It's a touchdown for Darien. A 30-yard touchdown run by Tim Stisser, and Darien takes a 13-0 lead.
Bill, a lot of that was his own ability on the pitch out. They did have him trapped over that left side, as we will take a look to see in a minute. And it was Stisser who was able to ramble down that sideline for the touchdown, giving Darien a 13-0 lead. And for him, his 3rd touchdown of the season. You're going to see he gets around the corner by Gross. Good block there by Sofredini. Missed tackle there by Sternberg. And off to the races. Bordeaux eventually did catch him, but too late. He's in the end zone. And Darien 13-0.
So Fletcher on to add the extra point as the opening drive takes 1 minute and 14 seconds and results in a Darien score. So, with 10 minutes and 46 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter of play, Darien has now opened up a 14-0 lead on our PHS High School Game of the Week.
Turn to
CNN Headline News Anytime for a fast-paced 30-minute update of the world. News from CNN, weather, business and financial updates, sports, entertainment and style. 24 hours a day. Tune in anytime. That's the Headline News Guarantee. A whole day's news in a half hour. Guaranteed.
It works with the blazers, it works with the big shirts, it works with the... When I present a product on the Home Shopping Network, my customers trust that the quality is exactly what I say it is.
We test over 50,000 items a year.
Every product in our program has passed rigorous quality testing.
We test for washability, wearability, fit.
Does it operate according to the instructions? Is it safe? Gemstones, gold, silver, it's all tested.
We use it and abuse it. Our customers don't need to worry about the quality of Home Shopping Network products.
That's our job.
It's an option play as the pitch out goes to Stisser. You'll see Groves there. Now, Groves is going to get picked off by George Finn right there. Actually, he was blocked there by Melzer, and off to the races. There goes Stisser. Rambling 30 yards. Bordeaux catches him, but too late in the end zone. His third touchdown of the year and a 13-0 lead at that time with the extra point by Fletcher. By the way, it was 6 for 6, Bill, since he took over the extra point job from Steve Segrita.
A line drive boot that takes the hop and goes into the goal line. So they bring, according to Federation rules, they will take it 1st and 10 at the 20. So far, everything going right for Darien, capping off a 4-play, 50-yard drive. And again, we talked about the field position and how, really how well they've had the field position throughout. Tim Stisser scored. Another Stisser is with Mark Robbins.
Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, I'm standing on the sidelines and I hear this, "Go, Tim, go!" And I look over and here's Suzanne. How'd you get on the sidelines?
Oh, I've been here for many years, and I'm taking pictures this year.
Well, you ever get nervous watching him? And you can hear and feel the intensity. Do you ever get nervous?
Absolutely. Every mother does.
All right, well, congratulations on the touchdown and keep clicking away.
Thanks a lot.
All right, back to you guys.
Okay, that was Suzanne Stisser. That's Tim's mom. Young lady.
A good job then inside as Algeri Volpicelli. You'll see May rolling out. Garnett coming to your picture number 8 is blocked out. Even a face mask there possibly, but no call. And Belter comes in to make the tackle.
Yeah, no, good play. I'm telling you, Darien so far is just bottling up everything that Greenwich has. But again, the Cardinals can catch lightning in a bottle. Don't count them out. Yeah, there's a bit of a reverse.
Crisscross counter trap.
And this time it worked. Henry seeing some room. Cuts it back. Has the 30s. Oh, good open field play there as Volpicelli, coming from his left defensive tackle spot, works. So the old scissors play. Salvatore handed it to Henry. A well-executed play, getting them 13 yards and a 1st down.
You see Salvatore, and then coming up on the counter. There he is, missed tackle there. But that's an excellent explosive speed.
You can see the quickness.
You see Melzer, that's Fletcher coming to your picture, goes by him. Davidson now, and who was it that tripped him up?
That was Volpicelli.
Oh, Volpicelli. And actually, Volpicelli, for a left tackle, not a bad job getting downfield.
No. Great job. Good hustle there, and a good open field tackle. That could have been more. This time Henry in motion, but they give to Deannis the fullback. He runs around the left side and gets some positive yardage upfield, 36-37. That's what Greenwich has wanted to do. Down 14-0. We near the 9-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Two highly ranked teams, not only in the state, but in the region, as the MSG Daily News Tri-State poll shows Greenwich 6th in the Tri-State.
Nice block on that side, as you'll see Davidson come in and also Lennon. The other thing you got to point out, Bill, not too often do you see your starting quarterback playing as a defensive back. He's the check man that runs that defensive unit, like he does the offense. Andrew Davidson, the senior.
Another give to Deannis. This time running the play to the wide side. And the belly gets them near 1st down yardage. Looks to be about a yard shy. It'll be 3rd and short.
Again, that defense up on that front side, Volpicelli and Algeri doing a real good job. You'll see Chacos also chasing down there. Davidson, bang, comes right in.
Boy, he'll be tired after this game.
Also,
he's on every play.
Charlie Howe, the inside linebacker.
He is in on every play, offensively and defensively. Andrew split duty last year. Option, sort of an option quarterback. Movement on the line of scrimmage. Flag thrown. Flags thrown.
Bill, as we come up to the next play after they mark it off, let's hear Don Fagan, the referee, make the call.
Ball start, offense, good ball.
Coach Sangster and Jeff Braymeyer, as we look in the middle, and we're going to take a look at Al Jury. Oops. You can't see it's off to the left there, but he lines up. A lot of people will remember, like Joe Klecko started that with the Jets on that tilt. You know, the tilt nose guard, hoping to get an edge on the center.
You saw Potter move.
There he is, right there, if you can see him in the center of your screen.
This time the play is given, and it's a run around the right side. And it looked like the old student body right play where the ball was given to Salvatore, and he had a corridor of defenders there blocked out nicely. Look at this.
Yeah, they're starting to get the blocking. That time, Denmar Davis and Charlie Caviola. It would not surprise me to start to see them run to the left side, Bill. That's their bigger side. Potter is 295 and Hanzo 240.
And first down, going nowhere is Giannis.
And again, using that system that he does, he used to play the 5 front, Bill. He goes with the 4 front. Stisser was the linebacker that time, like the flex dropping off, and there was nobody right there to even block him as he comes up to make the tackle. You take a look right here. Here comes Diana. The defense not fooled by the motion. 24 comes right in and makes the tackle, and Charlie Howe finishes him up.
2nd and 11. Still in Greenwich territory. Motioning Henry. Again, after the reverse pivot, the give to Salvatore. He gets nowhere. 3rd and long.
And Stisser, again, Bill, they flip-flop to the strong side. That time, Bordeaux, the tight end, line to the right side. He goes over to that side. As we take a look, good coverage. Lennon there on the wide receiver, but nothing doing. Davidson again in the picture. Volt Pacelli.
On 3rd and long, May to go to the air. Fires one, has a receiver. Henry catches it. Inbounds, first down at the 37 of Darien. Pickup of around 20 and a first down.
Davidson and Lennon in on the coverage, and I think Lennon was looking for Davidson to roll up there to help him out a bit more. You're going to see Segrita come into your picture there as he hits May. But May able to get the pass off.
Oh, perfectly
and right in between
ball.
Lennon and Davidson, got over there just a bit late.
Well covered, well thought out, but
there's that crisscross counter.
The execution worked out perfectly there as this play netted 0 for Henry. But you have to give credit to May as he made a perfect throw just over the outstretched hand of Lennon and hauled in nicely by Henry. So not much there on that first play, and it's 2nd and 10.
And they're primarily not a passing ball club. They've gained 1,000 yards on the ground, only 100 yards passing, Bill, coming into this ball game. And today he's picked up at least half of that already.
There's a good look at Jeff Braymeyer, the defensive coordinator for Darien High School. He's been the defensive coordinator / lacrosse coach for many years as Rich Albanizio, and his offense trying to make its move. Quick hitter up the middle. Giannis with some room inside the 35 to around the 33. He's got about 5 or 6 for the first down now as we approach the 5:20 mark of the 3rd quarter.
Greenwich starting to establish this game. They're running up on the inside. Diane's a nice trap block there to the right side as he does pick up about 5 yards. They're going to give it to you inside. They're going to start to throw the ball. They're down 14-0. But Coach Rich Albanizio has not panicked, knowing his club has a 40-point average coming into this ball game.
High set, tight wing right. Give Henry. Forget it. 2 terrific defensive players for Darien. It came up big. Stop me if you've heard these names before.
Bill
Pacelli and Stisser.
Hanzo, I got to tell you, Hanzo pulled on a trap to the left side, and the fullback's supposed to come up on the inside there, and nothing doing as Stisser comes in there and Vol Pacelli. You'll see it once again as I'll tell you, what a job by Stisser. He is moving from strong side each time. That time he was on the right side. The play prior to that to the left side. As you see, number 24. What a ball game he is having. Plus that 30-yard touchdown run.
There you see the stitch. 4th and 8 from the Darien 35. May up blitz. He won't get it off. Guess who makes the defensive play coming from a strong safety blitz? Tim Stisser.
He is having a whale of a ball game. Came in untouched that time over the right side. And Darien takes over possession. And they lead 14-0. And I can see Darien right now. We've got, 4:04 remaining. May looking, has the protection. Stitzer comes right in. Backside, knocks him down for the loss, and the Blue Wave take over
I think
possession.
his mom got the picture of that?
I know she did.
I think so. 1st and 10 from the 41. Stitzer again, no rest for the weary. He's going to lose a couple there.
Evan O'Brien, the right guard, pulling on that play to the right side. Suffredini, also number 20. He is the fullback out of that eye.
Look at Fernando Cuerdas. Twin brother Jose mans the other inside backer spot. 8 and 51 are the inside linebackers for Greenwich.
Not usual, Bill. You see two twins playing against each other. The Steiners at the tackle positions. John on the right, Aaron on the left. And Jose and Fernando, the inside linebackers for Greenwich.
Play fake. Davidson avoids one Greenwich Cardinal, but can't get out of the way of another Cardinal as Rob Thompson finishes him off. The pursuit forced him out. And a loss of about 7 or 8.
Yeah, real good job that time, Bill, as they were not fooled on the play to the fake handoff to Stitzer. He's going out to his left side. Now he really gets in trouble. Thompson gets a crack at him, able to bring him down. And also the inside linebacker moving in there was Fernando Cordes. So he really had nowhere to go.
Third and long. From the 33, Davidson. 3-step drop, floats it, has Fletcher.
It's still possession, it's offensive ball.
Gonna wait for the official call. It's a catch for Darien and a first down. So they went to the quick drop and the lost pass. And Fletcher just showing tremendous quickness and great hands. Hauls it in.
Look at his zip on the ball. Beautifully thrown pass by Davidson. Finn and Fletcher go up, and originally Fletcher had it, and then Finn might have pulled it away. Finn, May, no, there it is. But the dual possession goes to the offense.
31 yards and a first down. Davidson, good work by Davidson, and he clears it into the secondary and has a first down. That was damage control at its finest. Davidson, realizing the outside was thwarted, opted to cut it back and see. His goal was, let's see how much I can get up the middle. And when he cut it back, he had real estate. Take a look.
And this is all on his own, Bill. You'll see he gets by Cortez. Now Kane Perry comes in, and they still can't bring him down there. Oh, yeah, eventually he does go down. And I think that was George Finn that brought him down.
And give credit to John Steinauer. Made a good seal block there on the right side to allow Davidson to squirt free before he got more on his own. So it's 1st and 10 after that 11-yard pickup from the Greenwich 22. First down call, a little there. Handoff not really distinct or clear as Suffredini got the call.
Yeah, hopefully on the handoff there, you'll see Evan O'Brien pulling to his right, the right guard. He just was able to get the ball to him, and that's something Darien does not want to do here. I think a touchdown, Bill, with a minute 38 remaining in the third period could really seal it up for Darien.
Sangster's still pacing, though.
Yeah, not that much, though, today.
I tell you what, I think the ferocity of the pace is not as severe, but the pacing is going on nonetheless. 2nd and 12, quick drop, a flare out into the flat, where I believe Lennon was to run a sort of a quick out, but it was off his outside shoulder and incomplete.
That's a tough pass to throw. You got to wait for the receiver to make that cut. Simple square out to the left side, Pat Lennon. You see it takes about a 3-step drop, quickly throws to the spot, but Lennon was a bit overthrown, really. But even still, if Darien does not score here, Bill, they're consuming time off the clock, and the other aspect is they'll leave Greenwich deep in their own territory.
1:17 to go, third quarter, third and long. Handoff, Sisser, forget it. Fernando Fuertes comes up from his inside linebacker spot to end that Darien threat, and now it's fourth and about 17 as the ball goes all the way back to the 29.5.
The handoff, and Cortes was right there as he came through that spot vacated by the right guard, Evan O'Brien. Actually, on that play, the fullback, Suffredini, is supposed to come in and fill there, but he was nowhere to be seen.
He's just so animated. I don't know who he's talking to. Maybe the
Luckily, Darien's winning.
Fourth and long, and Davidson airs it out deep. Fletcher, did he catch it? Yes, he did, and he's over the goal line. Touchdown, Darien. What a tremendous throw and a terrific catch by Fletcher, who hauls it in. His second touchdown reception of the game. Davidson's second touchdown pass, and on third and long, Darien not only gets the first down, the Blue Wave get the touchdown.
Right into the corner of the end zone, and again, a terrific catch. He has possession of the ball as he comes over the goal line. That's all he needs is the 1 foot. Had possession of the ball. Touchdown at 20-0.
Terrific camera work on that. I wasn't sure he was inbounds, but
yeah, he was. He had that 1 foot in.
The old muddle huddle. I'm not sure what that does. We'll take a look at that coming out of the break, but that was a superb toss, but I think an even better catch. So on for the extra point, Fletcher. Plenty of leg, and it's good. So with 34 seconds to go in the third quarter of play, Darien has now opened up a 21-0 lead on our PHS High School Game of the Week.
Nights on Lifetime. Catch the drama of lifelong friends on any day now.
Go ahead and run away just like you did before. I didn't run away. I got the hell out.
The would-be flings of Maggie. And the fun-filled fertility of Oh Baby.
I'm going to have a baby. What? Don't worry, it's not yours.
What? Lifetime's Tuesday night original series. Tuesday nights beginning at 9 on Lifetime. Don't miss a moment. Available on Cablevision.
All right, men. I know we're taking a beating out there. Things don't look too pretty right now. But we've got to pull together. Start fresh. Got to go out there with some pride, some dignity, like Clark here. Look at him. Look at him. He came to play.
How does he do that? I don't know.
The NFL Team Shop on QVC. Get officially licensed jerseys, jackets, and other cool stuff from any team you want. Live on Mondays before the game.
Hey, there. I brought a clean ball.
Fletcher now is the wide receiver to the left side. Man coverage down the sideline as you see the ball in the air. He makes the grab ahead of the defender. I believe it's spin. Gets that right foot in, and then is banged out of bounds, also drops the ball. But that is a clearly inbound, Bill, and a touchdown.
Jankos gets the signal from the officials, and how about this? As we have 34 seconds to go in the third quarter, and Darien leads it now, 21-0. And on the kickoff, Stephen Kane Perry lost his footing on that squibber, and so Greenwich will begin at its own 23-yard line. Cablevision's High School Game of the Week is brought to you by Physicians Health Services, the health plan rated #1 in customer service and customer loyalty. Physicians Health Services has more doctors to choose from than any health plan in the tri-state area, and we're pleased that PHS is on board this year, and they agree with us that high school sports, academics, and athletics, a great marriage, and we're appreciative of their response and flavor to it. Ball loose on the first play from the Greenwich 22.
That was total mix-up there, Bill. Total mix-up. They were looking to run up inside or run the sweep to the left side, and fortunately,
ouch,
Diana's able to pick it up.
This is what they call, ouch, my foot hurts, I just shot myself. This was
it was Bordeaux, tight end.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a sort of a tight end reverse, you know, from the tight eye, and it just didn't work out.
Well, he ran
so
for
that's
a 50-yard touchdown against St.
Three quarters
Joe's.
in the book, and as the teams change sides, Darien with a dominating third quarter now lead by 3 scores. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in our Physicians Health Service High School Football Game of the Week.
Isn't what I'm offering you exactly what you've always dreamed of? Now watching what we do.
They got the whole world wired up to think what they want them to think.
What have you got to lose?
We keep the feelings, and we take away your pain. Wake up! Wake up!
You don't know what you're dealing with. Be careful what you wish for. Welcome to Paradox. Only on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Friday night, dinner and a movie dishes up a tasty combination. One popular movie. Cool. 2 hungry hosts.
Check, please.
And lots of savory dinner conversation. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
I think we're getting into a weird area here.
Dinner and a movie. Friday night. Delicious television. Only on the Superstation.
Watch TBS on Cablevision.
Claiming it's genetics. Peter Davidson, proud of his brother Andrew. And it's 21-0. Darien in the lead over Greenwich in our PHS High School Game of the Week. Lenny, I have to be frank with you, I'm surprised.
I am, as far as the score is concerned, 21-0.
Back to live play on 2nd and 18. Henry with the call, starts wide, cuts it in. Into the teeth of the Darien defense. Still got some positive yards, about 5 or so, but setting up a 3rd and long, about 15.
The surprise there has to be, Bill, is that they have totally shut down the offensive unit of the Greenwich Cardinals. As you're going to see, number 24, Henry, cuts it to the left and cuts it back inside. Howell, the linebacker, also Garnett, converging on the tackle. But I knew this Darien defense was the real deal, Bill. They basically gave up only 40 yards of offense to Brian McMahon last week.
May looking to throw. Throws one underneath. Giannis catches it. Tried to stay in bounds, couldn't as he went out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Still 6 or 7 yards shy of the first down on 4th down. And now we'll see what Greenwich wants to do. Remember, the Cardinals down by 3 scores.
Good protection there as you see Ben Hanzo in front of May as it clears out to Giannis, who came out of the backfield.
Well, Rich Albanese opting for the punt team.
Yeah, he's got 4th and 7, Bill. He's not going to give up the football here.
Lennon and Fletcher back deep. Fletcher making a beautiful catch on the last drive. And he did get the foot in, and he held on to the football long enough. End over end punt fielded by Fletcher, but he won't get out of the grasp of Brian Morris. So Blue Wave begin again with excellent field position, starting at about the 43-yard line.
Well, Greenwich has never been down in a ball game like this, Bill. Stanford had them tied at 7-7, then they exploded, took a 21-7 lead, and from there rolled. And Staples, they gave them a ball game up to the half, 7-0, before they came up with 40 points in the second half. But it's going to be very, very difficult for them to overcome this 21-point deficit against a Darien defense that is sky high.
Operating from the eye, Davidson takes it himself. Wow, he gets sandwiched to the turf. And he twisted as he was going down. He took a lot of hit that time. I got to believe he's going to come up slow there, because just the way he contorted while in midair looked a little odd. Now, he may have a cramp or something, but he ran into a lot of pressure there.
So if we see the replay, I don't know if he wanted to hand off to Spitzer or Suffredini there, or that was a keeper all the way. Let's take a look. No, it was him all the way. Yeah, it was a keeper. You'll see Gross, Thompson.
You see how his legs
around
twisted?
and Clark.
See, that's what I noticed. This is a better angle.
That was a keeper all the way to the short
he's
side
here,
of the
but
field.
look at his legs are on the left side, and his body gets twisted over.
Oh, they rolled him
Yeah,
right
I mean,
360.
That's painful right there. There's Jeff Braymeyer out there to take a look, and my initial feeling was, maybe a cramp, hopefully, or just a slight pull of a calf muscle.
He might have had his leg twisted too, Bill, as they actually rolled him.
Well, now they're putting an ice pack underneath the calf, which to me indicates a pull or a cramp. And of course, how can you blame him? I mean, he's been out on the field the whole game.
Very unusual that you do see a starting quarterback play in on the offense and also the defensive unit. But what's ironic, Bill, about the whole situation is that he's the leader on the offense and he's the leader on the defense.
You know what? I tell you, that is the most painful injury. I mean, you think, what's it feel like to have a knee or an ankle? And I've had plenty of those.
That was from the sideline.
I've had ligaments. I know, from the sideline. I've had no ligaments left in my ankle. That's just from jumping off the bench. But you talk about painful injuries; those are painful. But very few things can topple with just from a severe quick pain standpoint, a cramp or a hip pointer.
A cramp in the calf.
Those are tough. Okay, so the replacement at quarterback will be Jim Muehlfeld, and here's a kid that we had. You remember during the baseball season. Pretty good pitcher, if I remember, for Pete Waters' Darien squad. I remember him pitching as a freshman. So he's got an arm. We know that. As Davidson goes to the sideline.
Well, playing 28 players, Bill, and especially Davidson, you certainly don't want to lose him. And we certainly wish Andrew the best.
Roosevelt hands it off Sisser. Not much there. Let's get back to the line of scrimmage.
Darien will just run the football right now, so no question about that. As you'll see, Stisser there gets hit immediately right after the handoff. Good job by Fernando Cortez, the inside linebacker. But Coach Sangster said that he wanted to break that 8-man in the box, meaning the 2 outside linebackers, the 4 defensive linemen, and 2 backers, and he certainly has done that, as Davidson is.
Oh yeah, I mean, he wanted to put it in the air, Len. You could see that. Sisser down. Good defensive play though. Inside, Wise Cup again leading the pursuit.
They're going to rule that he was down on the play.
Sternberg there to help out. The clock continues to move now. Under 10 minutes to go in the game.
Again, Fernando coming in. Also had help from his twin brother, Jose. They're just going to run the clock out, Bill, here. A lot of time remaining, though, 9.5 minutes, but still a 21-0 deficit. And Greenwich primarily a running football team. As we said, 1,100 yards of total offense coming in, 1,000 of those on the ground. So it's very, very difficult to come back under those situations.
Oh, the punt fielded by Henry, who dropped it. Ball loose. Darien comes up with it. Algieri was in the middle of it. It looks like Lennon came down with it.
Yeah, Lennon.
Darien coming up with the football.
So we do have confirmation that it is a leg cramp.
We'll get to that in a second, Lenny. Let's see this first. The initial penetration.
Catches it with his hands. You got to bring it into his body. And looks like 45.
No, it was 15.
It was 15, Lennon.
And, you have to also give credit to Chacos, who was there, and others. On first down, Stisser with the call. Slices into the secondary. First down, and still on his feet. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. And then finally brought down at the 14 after a pickup of 21.
Sean Grant and Steve Kane Perry could just not get him down. And that was just the power, straight power out of the eye.
This is a whole lot of wanna. That's all this is.
Look at the hole up front there. What a beautiful job there. Gets to the outside. Gets by Kane Perry. Now Grant. And there's Kane Perry has him. Can't bring him down. And he gets help. And finally they get him down. What a game he has had today. Stisser offensively and defensively.
And Davidson back in. Lenny, you were saying before we did get confirmation
about that leg cramp.
Right. That Davidson had just a leg cramp. And now he's back in the game. There he is. Stisser with the call. This time nothing. Doing good defensive work there as Fuertes comes up again to make the stop.
You see coming in, again, Fernando Cortez. I'll tell you, he and his brother have had an outstanding game, but just not enough. As Darien said, Coach Hank said they were going to put the ball up in the air to break off that strong front side, and they certainly have done that today.
Still doing the Sangster, what do you call? I guess the Sangster prowl. Back and forth, play fake, and then Davidson loses his footing. Oh, he had some room there. He had to fake to the fullback and started to roll left. Probably an option, but nothing doing. It'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, his brother Peter is here today. You see the fake to Suffredini. He wanted to, it just slipped down. I tell you, Bill, for all the rain we have had since yesterday, that field is just tremendous out there.
Holding up beautifully.
There's not slipped maybe a few spots here and there, but it's such beautiful condition, excellent drainage. And you would have think this could have been a mud bed here today, but the drainage field just terrific condition.
Darien.
21-0. That's the right score, folks.
Right down. From an eye set, it's 3rd, and now Davidson obviously saw something he didn't like, so he asked for and receives the timeout. 6 minutes, 59 seconds to go in the game. Darien threatening to score again, hoping to deliver the knockout punch.
Phil, you know what happened on that play? We always say he didn't see something he liked. Usually the center forgot to count or somebody forgot to play.
Sure. And it's too important on 3rd and 12.
I think the center or somebody leaned over to him and said, what are we going on, Hut 2 or Hut 3? Or all right, let's take a timeout. 21-0, and Davidson 2 touchdown passes, now with 7 on the season. And that defensive unit had given up only 13 points coming into this game, and boy, what a job. You know, Bill, actually, we have to indicate, too, that game against Brian McMahon was really a 28-0 shutout because Coach Sangster let his JV team get in there and get some action in that last quarter, and that's when the Senators did score, so it was not against. So that first starting unit has really given up only 7 points, and they have totally shut down Henry, who came into this ball game 500 yards, 3 games, about 170-yard average.
Not much today. Mark Roberts is down on the field. Where it's 3rd down and short. Right after the play, Mark will talk with Mike Quick as this time Davidson gets nowhere. He'll lose yardage about 7, so it's 4th from the 20, and Mark Roberts is with us. Special guest. Mark?
I've just gone to broadcasting school and learned how to turn this on. With me, Mr. High School Sports from the Tri-State, Mike Quick of MSG. Mike, thanks for joining us, and I guess this is going to be on tomorrow, or this will be on Sunday, and tell us about your work these days.
Well, we're still doing the high school. One of the things I love is you come out here today, you see a kid like Brian Chacos, the sophomore linebacker, who's going to be a phenomenal player. I tell you, if that's number 11, Fletcher, he's had a phenomenal game, too.
That's an interception.
Right there, interception. But, yeah, that's one of the things I love about my job. You come out here today. I didn't know anything about this Brian Chacos kid. 6'4", big hog in the middle, runs real well. You come out as a sophomore and you see this kid. It's great. And this Darien team, I've said for a long time that Mike Sangster is truly one of the best coaches, not just in Connecticut, but the entire Tri-State. What he does with this group, and there aren't a lot of kids he has to play with and coach. It's unbelievable. Year in and year out, he's the guy.
Well, Mike, you ought to know you're around the Tri-State a lot. Thanks a lot. Hey, you don't realize how lucky we are to get a spot with Mike Quick, because he is at a different high school about once an hour throughout the Tri-State. Back to you guys.
Okay, Mark, thank you very much. As you saw, as May's pass is thrown and completed, picked up by Gross for about 3, but you saw the 4th and long from the 20, and Davidson floated it out there, Len, and it was jump ball time, and usually
it was a battle
comes up with it.
Exactly, it was a battle between Fletcher and Finn once again, and this time Finn comes down with it. Fletcher trying to pull it away.
Not much
last play, quick
play,
toss out to Gross, 44, the tight end. Or he might be playing even in the backfield, Bill.
Again, that scissors play doesn't do much that time. There's Chacos. In fact, Mike Quick, just talking about him, 6'4", 230 pounds, only a sophomore, An inside linebacker makes the defensive play.
Dad played at the University of North Carolina.
Yeah.
And this is his first start, really, Phil, because Coach Sangster wanted to go, as he said, he wanted to go with a two platoon, meaning just his offensive line, as he put him in the spot of Dave Conness. But Chacos, boy, can you imagine what the size he's going to be when he gets to be a senior.
Well, a blitz there, and forget it.
Yeah.
Stuffordini came in to start the penetration. Then it was Algieri, and I believe it was to finish it off Garnett. Team effort there. Fourth down. That's just teamwork right there. So Darien making a statement right now. They will crack the top 10 in the Tri-State poll.
Oh, no question about that.
This time a little confusion as Lennon and Fletcher both circling under the ball, and no damage because it was caught and he was immediately dropped. So Darien, I think if we had an average starting field position stat, they would average in Greenwich territory or close to it. That's been the difference in this game, field position. Among the difference.
Coaches will tell you field position is always a key in any ball game. But today, Darien putting the ball up in the air. Davidson, the 2 touchdown passes, and also that 30-yard run by Tim Stisser have stunned the previously undefeated Cardinals, who were ranked 6th in Connecticut. Actually, 3rd in Connecticut, I beg your pardon, and also in that Tri-County, in that top 10.
First down, nothing there, really, for Stuffordini, and stacked up with the line, and all Darien wants to do now the rest of the way is play keep away as we approach the 4-minute mark of the contest. 21-0, Darien in the lead. 2 touchdown passes by Andrew Davidson, the difference.
You see Evan O'Brien pulling to the left side as Stuffordini, the ball carrier, wrapped up by Nick Groves, the 6'2", 210-pound junior. And you see Davidson still trying to get that cramp out, Bill.
There's a timeout on the field right now, 3:56, and first, this Cablevision High School football game of the week is brought to you by Physicians Health Services, the health plan that's rated #1 in customer service and customer loyalty. And we thank PHS for their participation in FCIAC high school sporting events. You'll see them throughout the entire season, not only in the winter or the fall, but also the spring. PHS and Cablevision, I think that's a partnership that's a winning team. Oof. Look out. Charlie Howe.
Coach Sangster, too, Bill, when you got a Jeff Braymeyer on your staff who probably still could be a head coach.
Oh, he could be a head coach anywhere.
I mean, with his knowledge of the game, and Jeff also has done a tremendous job on the lacrosse aspect, winning a number of championships. With those two men working together, I mean, they had that defense, the right spot just about every play.
Second down 11. We're back to live play. Toss. Stisser going wide, trying to stay in bounds. Dendet's knocked out of bounds, but he's close to the first down at around the 42, and then seem to have some words from Matt Taylor, who knocked him out of bounds.
Yeah, starting to see Coach Rich Abenizio playing some of his sophomores and juniors. I'll tell you one thing I really like about Stisser. Bill, he never stops. I mean, he'll get slowed down. He keeps those feet moving, has that fight in him. He keeps going, and that's how he broke loose for that touchdown.
Yeah. Had a good game, no question about it. We'll get his numbers soon, but he has really done a terrific job. 3:48 is the clock stopped.
He had 179 yards, Bill, against St. Joe's, I remember. And this time, nothing against.
Going to lose here on 3rd and 1. Trying to go wide again and into the well once too many times. Lost 5 there.
Well, Blue Wave will continue to run the football as they take a timeout. See, the clock is stopped at 3:41. I believe the Greenwich did take a timeout. Nothing doing that time. As Van Sternberg, he's a junior, coming in to make the tackle. But it doesn't get any easier, Bill, for Coach Sangster. I know down the road He's got Trumbull ahead of him. He's got Staples. He's got Danbury.
So what you're saying to me is it's not going to be easier. Is that what you're saying as it goes down the line?
Well, if you start to look at that West Division, Danbury, Darien, Greenwich, all undefeated coming into this weekend's action. And again, what's crucial, what you have to look at, too, one loss in this division. Bill, I know it's only the 4th week into the season, but we have seen it in the past where it could knock you out of the FCIAC.
Yeah, that's true.
We have seen that in past years.
Well, one loss will keep you alive, but two will get you. Stitzer gets it off.
Yes.
A high end-over-ender. Fair catch called. And so Greenwich will begin its operation from the 20-yard line.
Again, I like that defense that Coach Sangster and Coach Jeff Brainmeyer instituted. Boy, they totally shut down Henry this afternoon. We don't have the official yardage, but I think if he's got 40 yards, Bill, he's lucky.
Oh, yeah, that. He had the one long gainer you remember earlier in the game.
But you have to take that negative yardage,
and then all the
where he was
negative
hit behind the line of scrimmage a couple of times.
And operating on first down, Taylor in at the quarterback spot. The give on first down is to number 43, Dale Fegan, just entering the game for the first time for Greenwich, and he gets some yardage upfield.
He got a new quarterback, too, in there, Bill.
Yeah, Sam Taylor. Or Matt Taylor, I'm sorry.
Right.
Sam was the Greenwich quarterback a couple years back.
See the handoff up inside, Fegan.
On that carry, it was Henry who gets the first down and gets about 13 yards.
Henry, you got to remember, too, is he's only a junior as he's chased by Vol Pacelli. Actually tackled before Vol Pacelli got there.
And not much there either.
Still no surge on that left side of the line, even though Chris Potter and Hanzo there, Garnett and Cadrita have really done an outstanding job. Also the help of Stilzer and Melzer. You see no movement whatsoever. Garnett fights off the block, makes a tackle. Volt Pacelli there once again. Suffredini has come on now.
This are 12 carries, 58 yards, but broke a 30-yarder into the end zone, which was, I think, the key play in the game. There's an opportunity again for Fegan to get near first down territory, I should say, near midfield. 1:45 left now to go.
And I'll tell you, Coach Sangster wants this shutout, so he's actually got a prevent defense in there. Suffredini, the extra back, defensive back in there.
Not opting for the second stringers.
He wants his shutout.
I mean, there's a couple of the second stringers out there. Taylor looking to air it out. Going long, however, there's Lennon in perfect intercept position. Picks it off at the 20 and goes the other way. Penalty flag thrown on the return. And Darien Lennon takes it all the way to the 48-yard line. So Taylor was going long in the direction of Seth Hannigan. But Lennon there for the interception, and then a penalty flag thrown on the return, probably a hold or a clip or something. But it doesn't matter. All Darien's going to be content to do is just finish it off. Again,
Lennon takes the interception there. There's Suffredini in front of him. There he goes. There he throws Suffredini right into, who was that, Fegan. Yeah, right into Fegan. I don't know if that's the matchup. Fegan's about 210 and Suffredini, what, about 160, Bill?
Yeah, but here's the call.
Yeah.
So,
Bill, one thing.
The official indication being given now.
Number 40, Ed. There you go, man.
So it was a trip on the return.
Number 40. Darien doesn't even have a number 40.
Well, I don't like to give out names.
No, we do not.
First down, and again, now it's garbage time. Darien will improve to 4-0, and whether or not they'd win, I wasn't too sure, but I thought no way would Darien dominate from start to finish as it had the entire game.
Still, actually, what's significant about this game, too, Darien goes to 4-0 in division. Greenwich 2-1 in division. Danbury, depending on their game tonight against Staples, where they were 3-0, that too is a divisional contest.
Sure.
That's going to be a wild race right down to the end of the season.
So what else is new? The Blue Wave, the class of the FCIAC so far through 4.
That Chakos in there now is the fullback out of that eye. I think as the season goes on, too, Bill, you're going to see Chakos did get his start. He's only 16 years old, a sophomore. You'll see him a little bit more on offense.
Yeah, and that's the last you're going to see of this game because Darien caps off a dominating performance, winning handily over Greenwich. Final count of 21-0. It was 7-0 at halftime. These fans were then treated on the opening drive of the third quarter to a 4-play, 50-yard touchdown effort. And after that, it was, as the coaches shake hands, a Darien dominating performance.
Donnie Patapata, an assistant here. What's Greenwich?
You think he's calmer now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I have to admit, knowing Michael all these years, he was very, very good today, Bill. I think he got on his offensive line earlier. He got on a couple of other players, and they really played an exceptional ball game. I mean, when you think this team that has exploded for 122 points coming into this ball game, shut out, and Henry might wind up, Bill, with 40, 45 yards after that run.
No.
I mean, that is a tremendous job. Tremendous job by that defensive unit.
Well, Davidson Stisser helped the offensive attack, the terrific offensive line with the Steinhauers and Zach Green in the middle. You don't want to forget Long and O'Brien and what the guys did on the inside, and Fletcher, of course, from the wide receiver spot. I mean, a total team effort from the Blue Wave this afternoon, making a statement through the fourth game that there is a team to be reckoned with, and that is Darien. And Tim Stisser, one of the reasons why this team has done so well. And he's now down on the field with our Mark Robbins. Mark?
Thanks a lot, Bill. Yeah, with me, Tim Stisser. Tim, your emotions are overflowing right now.
I'm overjoyed right now. We played an excellent game. First half we came out real strong, and then we just shut them down in the second half. They could not do anything. Their bucks couldn't do anything against our defense.
Is there a particular reason defensively you were able to stop everything?
Definitely. We had a strong defense on the side that he likes to run on, and as we saw in the film, like he was running the ball all over the place on Staples. We came out of the half up 7-0, and so did Staples, and then they lost 44-7. So we came out with just as much emotion in the second half as we did in the first. We took it to them. We read our keys on defense. We played excellent.
Seemed like you warmed down the second half.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They got two platoon. We're playing both sides of the ball, and we're definitely in shape. And we still got energy to play again. We're all psyched up. Great game. Great game.
Good thing you don't have to go another game, but congratulations. All right, Tim Stisser and the Darien Blue Wave celebrating an impressive victory, guys.
Yeah, Mark. And Tim also had a pretty good day running the ball, too. Lenny, some final thoughts before we send it out.
Well, I have to say that Coach Sankster said he wanted to throw the ball. He did that today. Stisser and the defensive unit just simply superb, Bill, as they have been thus far 4 games into the season. Great job by Coach Sankster and his staff.
He said it succinctly. So that wraps this one up for our producer-director, Scott Vigdor, along with Mark Robbins and Len Gambino, and all the names you see in front of you from Cablevision Sports providing this afternoon's game to you. Bill Canello saying so long. Again, the final score for the final time. Darien, unbeaten now in FCIAC play at 4-0, winning handily over Greenwich 21-0 in our PHS High School Game of the Week. Hope to see you next time for more high school action. Till then, so long.
Marv Albert at the National Finance Sports Desk. A check of what is going on in the world of sports on a busy day for the Yankees. It began this morning with a rally at City Hall hosted by Mayor Giuliani. Yankee players on hand to address the crowd. Free.
So give them a call. They still have tomatoes and beans.
Some overnight construction.
Of course, it's always great to pick your own stuff, you know.
Colon cancer surgery. And this afternoon, back to business up at the stadium. The Yankees going through a light workout as they look to Game 1 against the Padres on Saturday night.
Everybody, and thanks for hanging out with us once again on The Boss by IG Design High School Weekly. I'm Mike Quick. Let me tell you something. Teams are falling out of the MSG Daily News Tri-State Top 10 football poll faster than the leaves are coming off the trees. Lots of movement this week. Speaking of movement, seems like kids from all over the world are moving into New York to play soccer for one of the best programs in America. Gene Golder will introduce you to that program, and later in the show, we'll introduce you to our Chase Downtown Athletic Club Heisman Performers of the Week. But we kick this show off the way we start all of our shows with our High School Weekly Tri-State Area Game of the Week. And last weekend, we touched down in Darien, Connecticut for a game between the Blue Wave and our number 6 Greenwich Cardinals. You could tell by the way the Blue Wave of Darien took to their home turf they would be all business on this day. After a scoreless first quarter, Darien coach Mike Sangster's offense came to life a bit. It would be keyed by a 23-yard punt return by junior Sam Fletcher, setting up the Blue Wave at the Greenwich 19. 6 plays later, Fletcher was in the end zone.
High set. Davidson fires one. Caught. Lennon. Touchdown. Fletcher on the touchdown.
That score was big, the way the Darien D was playing. Cardinals couldn't get anything going. Pat Lennon, a couple of interceptions and a fumble recovery, helping shut down our number 6 team every time they tried to go up top. And when they ran, Darien knew where they were. So that first score would hold up heading into the half.
We'll take the 7-0, and I just reminded the team at halftime that Staples was leading Greenwich 7-0 at halftime and lost 44-7 or whatever the heck it was, so not to let that happen to them and come out fighting.
Darien took coach's words to heart, coming out on fire to start the second half. Who else? Specialty Sam with the big kickoff return, setting up Darien in great shape. 4 plays later, Tim Stisser would cash in.
Pitch out to the left side. Stisser beats one defender and now beats the rest of them. He runs the left side, sees the team to the end zone and takes it.
So it's 14-0, early third, and Darien pins its defensive ears back. Stisser and Frank Volpicelli all over Cardinal quarterback Peter May. 1 play later, Stisser wanted more.
May, up blitz. He won't get it off.
Darien would take over on downs, and Andrew Davidson and Fletcher went right back to work. 33-yard gain on 3rd and 11, first down. Next play, Davidson, the 6'2 senior quarterback, calls his own number, keeps it, and picks up 13 yards. Moments later, the Darien duo struck again.
4th and long, and Davidson airs it out deep. Fletcher, did he catch it? Yes, he did, and he's over the goal line. Touchdown, Darien.
It was working well. Fletcher's got some speed, and he's tall, so it's a great play for him. We haven't run it all year, I don't think, till today, and it turned out well today, I'll tell you that much.
Perfect day all around as the Darien D kept the shutout intact with sophomore Brian Chacos anchoring the middle, holding Greenwich to 118 yards of total offense.
Well, they told us we didn't have a chance. You know, they were 2 platoon and the largest school in the league. They were going to wear us down in the 4th quarter, and I just threw that in our guys' face a little bit, and they accepted the challenge.
Well, this week's High School Weekly MVP choice could have been one of the most difficult we've ever made. You had guys like Timmy Sisser and Andrew Davidson and the sophomore Brian Chacos, but was all said and done, we thought that junior Sam Fletcher was the guy that stood out the most. Congratulations, Sam.
Thank you very much.
Great job. We have them number 6 in our poll, and you guys come in here, and this team, I think because of your coach, is in awe of no one.
Yeah, well, we knew that Greenwich was a good team. We had to come out strong, and our coaches did a great job this week getting us prepared, and we knew we could come and we could play with them and we could beat them.
You and Andrew seem to have a good thing going today, back and forth. He put some balls up, and you made some nice catches.
Yeah, well, if he just puts the ball up, hopefully I'll come down with it. I mean, I've got a height advantage over a lot of people, so if he just puts it up, I'll come down with it.
So our number 6 Greenwich team loses to Darien. Darien moves into the top 10. Our number 4 team, Freeport, crushed by Massapequa.